Not everyone was meant to find this. Most people will skip this in the first 10 seconds. Back to the scroll, back to the noise. They are not ready, but you stopped, and that already says something. What you are about to hear is not motivation, not a mindset tip, not another self-help script with dramatic music. This is a psychological manual, but not a typical brain hack. A step-by-step rewiring of how your brain operates, how your presence lands, how people experience you the moment you walk into a room, how your aura builds. Every phase matters. Skip one and the whole system breaks. So, watch this video completely. By the end of this, you will not feel motivated. You will feel different. Let's begin. Phase 1, the signal. Recognizing what's already broken. Most people are running on default settings. Their brain is reactive. It chases dopamine. It scrolls, refreshes, and loops through the same hollow cycle. Stimulation, numbness, stimulation, numbness. They think they're living. They're actually buffering. Here's what you need to understand. Your nervous system was never built for this world. It was designed for silence and sudden action, for deep focus followed by deep rest. What you live in now is the opposite, a constant, low-level emergency, hundreds of micro-interruptions every single hour. And that fragmented, overstimulated state is exactly what keeps you invisible. Not because you lack talent, not because you lack intelligence, because your signal is buried under noise. Here is what actually separates elite performers from everyone else. Not IQ, not luck, not even discipline. Signal clarity, the ability to cut through your own mental noise and think with precision, to enter a room fully present, to make a decision and execute it, without second-guessing yourself back into mediocrity. This is not a personality trait. It is a trainable skill, a biological upgrade available to anyone willing to install it. But most people never reach this step. They mistake their mental noise for thinking, their anxiety for intuition, their exhaustion for depth. Ask yourself one question. When did you last sit in complete silence? No phone, no music, and just let your mind run. If you cannot remember, that is your answer. Your signal is still there. What comes next will amplify it. Phase 2, the switch. Activating your biological override. Inside your brain, there are two systems in constant competition for control. The first is your default mode network. This is the mental chatter, the inner critic, the what-if machine, the part of your brain that replays old conversations, imagines future disasters, and keeps you just anxious enough to stay small. It evolved to keep you safe, but in the modern world, it mostly just keeps you stuck. The second is your executive control network. This is the cold, sharp, deliberate part of you. The part that decides, that calculates, that filters signal from noise, that locks in on a target and does not waver. This is the part elite performers operate from. Most people live entirely in the first network. They are captive to their own mental noise. Elite minds have learned to flip the switch. And here's the critical insight that changes everything. The switch is not mental. It is physical. Your brain is a biological machine. It does not respond to motivational posters. It does not respond to willpower alone. It responds to direct biological inputs, breathing patterns, temperature exposure, sensory deprivation, movement. You can command your own neurology. You just were never taught how. Here are 3 switches, each with documented neurological effects. Switch 1, the breath lock. When you need to perform inside a boardroom, a conversation, or a moment of high stakes, your body goes into threat response. Cortisol spikes. Attention narrows. Thinking becomes reactive. Here is how you override it in 60 seconds. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4. Exhale slowly for 6. Do this 3 times. This is not a relaxation technique. This is a direct physiological command to your parasympathetic nervous system. You are telling your body, at a chemical level, that the threat is over. Your heart rate drops. Your prefrontal cortex, the seat of rational, high-level thinking, comes fully online. The mental noise drops. You become present in a way most people in that room will never be. Switch 2, the cold protocol. Cold exposure. Even 30 seconds of cold water triggers a significant norepinephrine release in the brain. Research shows increases of up to 300%. Norepinephrine drives sharp focus, elevated mood, and heightened alertness. It is the same chemical response your body produces during high-stakes situations, but now you are producing it intentionally, on command. The discomfort is not a side effect. The discomfort is the point. You are conditioning your nervous system to stay composed under pressure. You are teaching your body that discomfort does not mean danger. Over weeks and months, you become someone who does not flinch, not because you are suppressing the response, because the response has genuinely changed. People notice that quality. They cannot explain what it is. They just feel it when you walk in. Switch 3, the silence window. Before any high-stakes interaction, a critical meeting, an important pitch, a conversation that matters, give yourself 10 uninterrupted minutes of complete silence. No input, no preparation, no rehearsing your talking points in your head, just stillness. Your brain will use that window to consolidate information, clear surface-level noise, and arrive in the moment fully loaded. You will walk into the room sharp, settled, already ahead. These are not rituals. They are not habits. They are precision biological tools. Build them into your daily architecture. Use them deliberately, and watch what happens to your output. Phase 3, the weapon, presence. As a force field, now we arrive at the part that will change how other people experience you. Not your intelligence, not your accomplishments, not your appearance, your presence. There is a profound difference between confidence and presence. Confidence is performance. Presence is reality. Confident people want to be perceived well. Present people are simply, completely here. When you have mastered the biological switches in phase 2, something unusual and powerful begins to happen. You stop performing. You stop managing impressions. You stop calculating how you're coming across. You become fully here. And when you are truly, completely present in a room, when your nervous system is calm and your mind is clear and your attention is undivided, other people feel it on a level they cannot intellectually explain. It activates something ancient in their nervous system. They feel seen. They feel heard. They feel, without knowing why, that you are the most significant person in the room, not because you said anything extraordinary, because you listened without quietly preparing your next line, because your eye contact contained no agenda, because your silence was not absence, it was weight. This is the weapon, and here is how to sharpen it. Slow your speech by 20%. Fast speech is anxiety wearing a vocabulary. Slow, deliberate speech signals that your thoughts are worth the time it takes to deliver them. People lean in. They stop interrupting. They start actually listening. Let silence do the work. After someone finishes speaking, pause. 1 full beat. 2 beats. Most people are deeply uncomfortable with silence and will rush to fill it. When you sit inside it without flinching, you signal a level of composure that reads as genuine authority. Stop over-explaining yourself. Every time you justify a decision nobody questioned, you invite doubt. Elite communicators state their position cleanly and hold it. They do not argue themselves out of their own authority. Ask one devastating question. Instead of impressing people with how much you know, ask the one question that cuts beneath the surface of what they're actually saying. This signals that you are listening at a frequency most people never reach. It is disarming. It is memorable. It is powerful. When you operate this way consistently, you cross a line. You stop being someone people enjoy. You become someone people think about long after you have left the room. Warning phase, the calibration. When the weapon turns inward. Now we have to talk about the shadow side. Because there is a specific reason this video is titled The Way It Is. The same qualities that make you impossible to ignore. The stillness, the precision, the sustained presence, the deliberate silence can calcify into something that isolates you. When you stop explaining yourself entirely, people feel shut out. They stop trying to reach you. They start working around you instead of with you. When your presence is too controlled for too long, it stops reading as calm. It starts reading as cold, as untouchable, as safe to admire but not to love. When your silence becomes a calculated strategy rather than a natural state, the people around you sense the machinery behind it. And strategy without warmth does not create connection. It creates distance dressed up as mystery. The most formidable minds in history were not purely intense. They were also human. They showed vulnerability at the right moments, not as weakness, but as proof that the power was chosen, not forced. They could laugh, genuinely. They could say, "I don't know," without it costing them everything. They could let someone else be right. The upgrade you are running right now is real. It will absolutely change how you move through the world. But remember this one thing: intensity without warmth creates awe. And awe is an incredibly lonely place to live. The goal is not to become a force of nature sealed behind glass. The goal is to become someone fully, dangerously alive, sharp enough to cut, still enough to be trusted, and human enough to be loved. Recalibrate regularly, not because the upgrade failed, but because the upgrade is never finished. Not everyone was meant to receive this. Seriously, most people clicked away in the first 30 seconds. Most people heard the word upgrade and assumed it meant a new habit or a better morning routine. They were not ready. But you sat through the whole thing. You absorbed every phase. You felt something shift even slightly somewhere in your chest or behind your eyes. That feeling is real. That is your nervous system, recognizing something it always knew but never had language for. You were always built for this frequency. You just needed someone to hand you the manual. It is in your hands now. Do not waste it. This video will be the before. What you do next is the after. Save this. Rewatch it. Then go become someone people cannot explain.